Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Hello and welcome into Lisbon, North Dakota. This one will be a doozy as we have two teams towards the top of Region 1. Lisbon Broncos playing host to the Kindred Vikings. Lisbon Broncos come in with a record of 13-5 and 7-2 in Region 1 action, whereas the Kindred Vikings come in with a record of 15-3 and just 8-1 in Region 1. Their lone loss being a 1-point loss to Central Cass, who is number 1 currently in Region 1. That score was 59-58. The last game for the Vikings was another region win for them against Enderlin, 71-49 margin for them. The Vikings and Broncos both come into this game hosting a win streak, 6-game win streak for the Vikings and a 4-game win streak for the Broncos. The last game for the Broncos was a win against Tri-State, 61-51 win for them. They were ahead. They really were dominant those first 3 quarters of the game, but the last quarter just was all Tri-State, kind of let them back into it. They were within 8, but the Broncos were able to hold them off and got that 10-point win. Their lone 2 losses in Region 1 are against Richland and Northern Cass, but they will now face the top two teams in Region 1 for the last 2 games of the season, against Kindred here tonight and then Central Cass next week. As for Kindred, they're, like I said, second in Region 1, tied for second actually with Northern Cass, who they will face next week, who is also 8-1 in Region 1. And as for the offense goes for them, for Kindred, it's always been Abby Ducher the last 4 or 5 years, however long it is. She's been playing for what seems like forever for the Kindred Vikings ever since she's been an 8th grader. She's a junior this year. My math isn't that great, so 3, 4, 5 years, whatever that is. But for the offenses, averaging 67.6 points per game are the Kindred Vikings. So they like to put points up on the board and put them up in a hurry. As for the Broncos, they only average 49.8 points per game. So they like to slow things down a little bit, as they are very focused in that inside game between Gilbert and Rieger. Rieger will be playing tonight. She only played about a quarter of the game against Tri-State, but she is looking to play a lot of minutes here in this one, as it will be a big game for them to potentially get tied with Kindred and have that tiebreaker with the win over them here in this matchup. So we'll step aside here. Next up will be an interview with Coach Barb Sweet. Thank you for watching yourliveevent.com.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app. And as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remains. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Your Nodak Insurance rep in Lisbon is Lee Falk.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insure.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Hello and welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com, Region 1 Girls Basketball. I'm joined with Lisbon coach Barb Sweet, and this is you got a really important Region 1 win against Tri-State earlier this week. And just how important was that win after, or you could be facing the top two teams, or two of the top teams in Region 1 in Kindred and Central Cass?
Well, the win against Tri-State was really important for us because our goal was to win 4 games in a row. We reached that goal. We knew coming into tonight and on Monday we have the 2 top teams in the state back to back. That's just the way the schedule is. So I think right now, the pressure is not on us. We're solidified pretty much at that number 5 spot. If we win, we could go higher. That would be great. If we don't win, we're solidified there, and we get another game. So that's kind of the way that we're looking at it.
Fair enough. Do you think your team is playing their best basketball at this point down the home stretch of the season?
I think we're playing pretty well right now. We've worked out a few kinks. If we can get Ellie Rigger to stay healthy and get through a full game for us, we're a pretty decent ball club. But the other kids have stepped up. We've had kids, Ella Ranke and Cheyenne Let's-Go have stepped in and played some really important minutes for us and kind of made up for Ellie going down. But if Ellie can stay in the game, we're kind of a scary 5 team.
I agree. I think that the first 3 quarters of that Tri-State game, you guys played a really good game. The fourth quarter kind of got away from you, but it looked really good even without Ellie playing the majority of that game. And so Abby Duscher has been playing for Abby Duscher, hard name to pronounce, has been playing for Kindred for quite a while, or for it seems like forever. Just how big of a factor is she, and what do you have to do to slow her down?
Oh, she's the best basketball player in the state as far as I'm concerned, and yeah, you do. If you can slow her down, we match up pretty well otherwise, I think, but we do have to stop Abby. They run through her, but they have got a nice supporting cast around her as well.
Absolutely. And just last question for you, what are the keys to this big Region 1 game against Kindred?
Well, I think if we can just keep the intimidation level down and just play, like I said, there's zero pressure on us, so we can go out, have fun, and do what we can do. If we can keep it respectable, that's success for us. And we gave them a run last year all the way into the fourth quarter, so who knows? That's why we play the game.
Yeah, you play till the horn sounds. Upsets always happen. So.
Right.
All right. Good luck here tonight, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
This is YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to the Lisbon Clinic of Mobility Plus Rehab, where your mobility is our top priority.
We can provide occupational therapy here locally in your hometown and help you recover from a work injury or a neurological deficit.
Here at Mobility Plus, we customize every evaluation, treatment, and goals for each individual. Every goal is different, whether in sports, walking, or returning to work.
At Mobility Plus Rehab, we are a part of the community. The people in the community are the people that we serve.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Lisbon, North Dakota. Jacob Tenson alongside Kiara Timmerman running camera for me. So as Coach Barb Sweet mentioned, Abby Dutcher, a great basketball player, arguably, like she said, maybe the greatest or the best player in North Dakota right now, but she's actually also a great softball player. She is an Alabama softball commit, so she'll be taking her talents down to Alabama, not next year, but the year after, as like I said, she is only a junior still, so yet another year for her in a Kindred uniform before she goes and joins Alabama. And just a few other things of note here. Kindred really has been dominant all season. Like I said, only 3 losses. There are 3 losses coming to Central Cass in a 1-point loss, and then also to the Fargo Davies Eagles, so a class above them. So obviously, kind of a feel-out game for them. And the Fargo Davies is a really, really good team. So not a bad loss for them. They lost 78-52. And then their only other loss was against a good Langdon and more Munich team, which was also only a 1-point loss. That score was 44-43. And the Broncos haven't been bad themselves this season. Only 5 losses on the season. They kind of had a little bit of an injury bug, losing Asha Sweet and Ellie Rigger for multiple games. But both of them will be playing here tonight. Asha Sweet, I believe, will be coming off the bench once again, kind of to eliminate the nerves for her. Ella Rinke will start in her place once again. So we will get the tip-off here in just a second. We'll step aside as the national anthem is coming up here. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Insurance company started. We've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app. And as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remains. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Your Nodak Insurance rep in Lisbon is Lee Falk.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Before we get to that tip-off, we'll line up the lineups here for you. First for the Kindred Vikings, starting at a guard, a 6'1" junior, number 5, Abby Dutcher. And another guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 10, Casey Berner. Starting at a forward, a 5'9" junior, number 12, Christina Fryer. Starting at center, 6'1", junior, number 22, Taryn Johnson. And then a forward, a 5'11" junior, number 24, Jordan Sunram. And now for the Lisbon Broncos, starting at a guard, a 5'9" junior, number 5, Ella Rinke. Starting at a forward, a 5'9" senior, number 21, Kendra Odegaard. And starting at another forward, also at 5'9", and a senior, number 25, Olivia Tui. And at center, a 6' junior, number 32, Taylor Gilbert. And making her way back into the starting lineup, a forward, 5'10", junior, number 35, Ellie Rieger. So Ellie was out last game, or she was out from the starting lineup last game. Cheyenne Willetsko took her place. And Cheyenne and both Kyra Hackrow, a freshman, have really been stepping up for Ella Rieger in her absence and have kind of seamlessly worked their way into it. Obviously, they're not. Ella Rieger is a great talent, and I mean Cheyenne Willetsko and Hackrow are also great players, but Rieger's a little bit more of a scorer than those two are. So then other players like Gilbert have had to get more involved in the scorers column. Gilbert had a great first quarter in that game against Tri-State. Had 11 points in that first quarter, 17 total points after following out. Had a great game. So this one's a little bit different. The Kindred Vikings match up very well size-wise with the Broncos. Normally that's the Broncos' strength, but the Vikings also have great size, 6'1" for Abby Ducher and 6'1" for Taryn Johnson, so two bigs right there, and then also a 5'11" Jordan Sunram. So starting off quick here are the Vikings. Ducher now looking to drive, dribbles out now, back driving, turns, gets doubled, dishes it out, corner three, no good. Ball's tipped, tracked down by Rinky. As now the Broncos will get their first possession. So a good look there from Fryer in the corner, but just left it a little short. As now Rieger tries to go into action. Gets it out now to Tui. Back into Gilbert, sees two defenders, splits them, goes up, and good. So Taylor Gilbert staying hot after a 17-point game against Tri-State with the first 2 points here of the ball game. As now Ducher now sets it up. In the corner is Burner. She'll shoot a three. That one's a little too long. Rebounded by Rieger. So the pressure is off for the Broncos as the Vikings are a big favorite in this one, even though they are only a game up on them in Region 1 in Region 1 action. But 2-0, a quick start. 2 missed shots for the Vikings, and the Broncos have a chance to go 2 for 2 on their offensive possessions. Gilbert now to Odegaard. Tui mishandles it. Ball's going to find its way out of bounds. It was off of Tui's hand, so it will belong to the Vikings. So just about 6:30 here to go in quarter number 1. Looks like the Vikings are, both their shots so far have been threes. One long, one short, but both good looks as Ducher drives, floats it up, gets that one to roll around and in. So there is Abby Ducher, first 2 points for the Vikings, and then an aggressive trap defense there. Full court defense, but a foul the result as Tui stepped through. Foul's going to go against number 10, Casey Burner, her first foul of the game. So Ducher on her drive there as the ball goes throwing out of bounds was Gilbert. But Ducher on that last drive kind of drew 3 defenders, so you kind of imagine that she's going to see 2-3 defenders majority of this game, but still got that shot to go because, I mean, when you're 6'1" in Class B ball, it's a lot of advantages for you, and she's a guard. Shot no good from Johnson. Tracked down by Ducher. She goes up again. Gets the foul and one. Abby Ducher somehow getting that to go with a lot of contact. Barely got off the ground on the shot, but still gets it to go. She'll go to the line for one more. So all 4 of the points for the Vikings so far, looking to make it 5. Abby Ducher, her free throw is up and left a little short. Rieger touched it, but it was tipped by a Viking, so it'll belong to the Broncos. So first free throw of the game for either team was a miss off the hands of Abby Ducher. As there comes that aggressive D. Gilbert has to get that out of her hands a little bit quicker before the defense gets there. But they break it nonetheless, and now Rinky with a fast break opportunity gets it to Rieger now. She'll go up, ball's tipped, barely crawls its way over the rim and gets it to go, does Ellie Rieger. So important piece for them back in the lineup again. It averages 8.4 points per game, and there's 2 for her as they now tied up 4-4. Johnson now with it, back to Ducher. Sees 2 defenders, drives, thinks about shooting, but gets it to Burner. Burner guarded by Odegaard, picks up her dribble. Now Sunram shoots mid-range, no good. Ducher with the rebound, looks to go up. Gets it up, no good though, as that was tracked down by Rieger. So good defensive possession there by the Broncos, as now they look to take back the lead once again. So Odegaard in the corner, guarded by Ducher. Tui looking into Rieger, gets it to her. She turns, sees two defenders, goes up, and that's good from Ellie Rieger once again. Ellie Rieger likes to shoot when she gets it in the post, and a lot of times it goes in, as you see right there. So now another lead for the Broncos, 6-4. In the corner is Berner. Ducher gets it into Sunram. I don't know if it was a shot or pass, but either way, tipped and taken over by the Broncos. And then a steal here from Berner off a Tui pass. Got a 2-on-1 fast break. Nice move to get by her. Goes up and good. Good play there by Casey Berner, getting the steal and the bucket. And a nice move to get past Tui as well as Rieger goes up, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. So 4 points already for Ellie Rieger, looking to make it 5 and possibly 6. As we are tied up once again at 6 apiece. So Ellie Rieger 4 of the 6 points for the Broncos. The other 2 belonging to Taylor Gilbert. That first free throw no good. Ellie Rieger shoots 41% from the free throw line, as the team shoots 55% from the line. So second free throw from Rieger, a little long, no good, but tipped and rebounded by Odegaard as Rieger shoots a mid-range shot, high off the glass, no good, tracked down by Ducher. She gets it up now to Charlie McQuillan, just checking in the game. Mid-range shot from her, left a little short. Rinke comes down with the rebound. Rinke and Gilbert combination kind of there. You're approaching 4 minutes here to go. 6-6 is still your score on the Lily Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. Floater no good from Tui. It's been rebounded by Fryer. She gets it up to Ducher. Thinks about a 3, but drives instead. Nice move by Ducher. Gets it up, and that's good. A great move by Ducher on the jump stop to get by a couple of defenders there. So the Vikings now with their first lead of the ball, or excuse me, their second lead of the ball game. They led it 4-2 and now 8-6. I'm going to trap there from McQuillan and Fryer, but a foul will be the result. A foul going against McQuillan. That'll be her first. Shine will let's go checking into the game for the Broncos in for Ellie Rieger. I imagine Ellie Rieger will get some quick action, quick breaks. So she'll be subbing in and out a lot, as she is still dealing with that medical issue that she's had earlier in the game, or earlier in the season rather. So Odegaard, and she'll shoot a 3, deep 3. That one's off the glass and off the rim, no good. Ducher looks to push now, trying to get it up, but tipped, looking for a foul, and then good hustle play by Odegaard. 3-on-2 fast break, gets it out to Tui. Mishandled the pass, but looking to drive. Tries to get into Gilbert, but stolen by McQuillan. Good defense there by McQuillan, read that one. As Tui was trying to get it in to Gilbert. Skip pass now to Fryer. Fryer getting a screen from Ducher now to McQuillan. And then a nice pass. And another nice pass, but mishandled by Johnson. She goes up though. Leaves it short, gets the rebound, goes up once again, and one for Johnson. Taryn Johnson. Her first points of the ball game, and it's an and one bucket. A nice entry pass by Ducher. Mishandled it, did Johnson, but stuck with it and got the bucket and one. It's now Asha Sweet will check into the ball game for Ella Rinke for the Broncos. So 0 for 1 so far are the Vikings on free throw attempts. Make that 0 for 2. And then ball is tipped. I think that was off Gilbert. So it will stay with the Vikings. So 10-6 now. Just under 3 minutes here to go. It's been a back and forth game so far, as the Vikings inbound it. Nice play there on the inbound. And then an and one, a late whistle. But Ducher will go to the line for one more. She's already up to 8 points here in this one, 8 of the 12 points. She'll go to the line for her second free throw opportunity. A great pass. Ducher was the inbounder. That free throw good from Ducher. Gets it to Taryn Johnson. Johnson immediately off the catch, throws it right back to her, and she was wide open on that. So a great call on the inbound play to get 2 points, or actually 3 points, off the free throw as well. Now Sweet will bring it up. Just under 3 minutes here to go. 13-6 on your Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. The Vikings leading this one. Tui now on the wing, looking for let's go. Now Odegaard on the wing, thinking about a 3, but guarded tightly by McQuillan. Sweet left open for a 3. She'll shoot top of the key, just off to the left there on that one. A good look for her, but just couldn't get it to go. Then a nice move by Berner. Couldn't get it to go. Then another shot up, no good. Sweet tries to get it to Tuya. She was falling down and then tipped out of bounds by Ducher, so it'll go to the Broncos. So So still in that full court press defense, a little 2-1-2 man-to-man action there. Looking to trap whatever gets to the corner. Smartly keeping it in the center of the court are the Broncos. Tui mishandles that one though. Trying to spin and loses it. Ball's loose once again. Sweet tracks it down, tips it smartly to Odegaard. As now we have a 3-on-1 fast break. Odegaard, oh my goodness, Odegaard was thinking about that a little too much, and now fast break for the Vikings. Taron Johnson with the easy layup of the great baseball pass, or softball pass from Ducher. The Alabama commit making it known right there as a great pass up to Taron Johnson, then a block, but a foul from Johnson once again. So a really bad swing of events there for Lisbon as they had a 3-on-1 fast break off the loose ball. And then Odegaard just thought about it a little too much. Didn't know if she was going to pass it to Tui. As Rieger hits her first free throw. Didn't know if she was going to pass it to Tui or not. And then Ducher just kind of stripped it from her and then found Johnson wide open at the other end. As Rieger makes that second free throw. Went 2 for 2 on that trip. So 2 of 4 in the ball game for both the Broncos and Ellie Rieger, the only one going to the free throw line so far for Lisbon. Wide open in the corner is Fryer. Tries to get it to one of her teammates, but tipped away by Let's-Go as now the Broncos look to get back into this one. 7-point deficit. Looking to trim into that one a little bit. Let's-Go now top of the key. Swings it to Sweet. Sweet looking in. Gets it to Tui now. She'll shoot a 3. Line drive, no good. Rimmed in and out. Ducher now looking to push. Nice entry pass into Burner. Mishandles it. Tipped away by Sweet and off of Burner actually. It'll go to the Broncos. Checking in for Fryer is number 25, Kaden Striley. 5'2" sophomore guard. And rather easily breaking the press were the Broncos there. 45 seconds here to go in the first quarter. 7-point deficit for the Broncos as McQuillan steals this one, has a fast break opportunity, goes up and gets the layup to go. So McQuillan's first 2 points of the game off the steal there. As Odegaard now looking to break the press and gets past McQuillan, then stripped by McQuillan, smartly gets it to Ducher. Shot clock is off, but looking to push all the Vikings. Foul on the ground, got a bucket to go, but the foul will be on the ground, so no bucket for Ducher. Foul going against Sweet. A smart foul by Sweet as Ducher had a pretty good look at the bucket there. He had the layup to go, but bucket once again will not count. Ducher now in the wing. Sees 2 defenders, gets it now to McQuillan. Into Johnson. She makes a move, but a travel is going to be called. Wasn't sure if we were going to foul or a travel, but a travel called on Taron Johnson. So 13.2 seconds here to go. Shot clock obviously off. Rieger with it. Back to Tui. Spin move from Tui. Almost mishandles it, but gets it back. Floater up, blocked by Ducher. Gets it back, does Odegaard, so nice 2 points for them. 1 second, they're not going to get a shot off. As that would be how quarter number 1 ends. So 10-17 is your score. The Vikings leading this one on your Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. We'll step aside. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to the Lisbon Clinic of Mobility Plus Rehab, where your mobility is our top priority.
We can provide occupational therapy here locally in your hometown and help you recover from a work injury or a neurological deficit.
Here at Mobility Plus, we customize every evaluation, treatment, and goals for each individual. Every goal is different, whether in sports, walking, or returning to work.
At Mobility Plus Rehab, we are a part of the community. The people in the community are the people that we serve.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside.
So into the ball game for the Broncos is Heckville. Action, second quarter action underway here. Rinke with it. Sweet now on the wing, getting a screen from Rinke. She uses it. Picks up her dribble right away, though. Back to Rinke. Nearly stepped out of bounds and then thrown away to Ducher. As now they look to push. Ahead now to Berner. Layup up and good. A nice play from Ducher and Berner. A nice pass by Ducher and then a nice finish by Casey Berner for her 4th point of the night. So the Broncos, if they ever need a bucket, this would be a big time for them right now to trim that 9-point lead back to 7 or even 6. And then stuffed by Taryn Johnson. Read that one like a book. And then out of bounds will belong to the Broncos. Tui on the spin. Taryn Johnson coming to help and saw that one coming right away, and that was an absolute stuff by Taryn Johnson. Tui now into Rinke. Rinke looking in to Waletzko. Mishandled. Might have been tipped by Taryn Johnson, but it will belong to the Vikings as Waletzko touched that one last. Fryer into Johnson. Now to Ducher. She turns, shoots, and gets that one to go a little short, but got the friendly roll. Did Ducher. She's up to 11 now, so the first person to reach double-digit points in the ballgame. And then a steal off an errant pass by Sweet. Fryer, the recipient of that steal. Berner now a 3-point shot. That missed everything. Might have hit the back of the rim. Sweet tracks it down. Tries to throw it off Ducher, but Ducher sticks with it. Goes up. No good, though. As Waletzko comes away with a rebound. It's a near steal, but nothing called. And then a timeout now by Coach Barb Sweet after a little bit of mishandling there. We'll step aside. This is yourliveevent.com.
Lisbon.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back into Lisbon, North Dakota. So a quick little 4-0 run by the Vikings. Not really the reason for that timeout from Coach Barb Sweet. Broncos are having a little bit of trouble off the rebound. And quickly the Broncos get it in because the Vikings weren't back in time there after the timeout. And that one looked to me like it was off the foot, but it will stay with the Broncos off the foot of Tui. But they say it was last touched by Ducher. Just under 6:30 here to go. Nearly going out of bounds, but sticking with it is Rinke, and then the ball goes out of bounds off the tip. It will stay with the Broncos. That one last touch by Casey Berner. So quick 4-0 run to begin the quarter for the Vikings, as I said, as the lead now goes to 11. A near travel and a 3-point shot from Odegaard to the right. And then a technical called on Coach Samantha Brandt. She's still yelling. So a technical free throw will be coming up for the Broncos. I heard her say something about a travel. She wanted Rieger to be called for a travel there. But the technical free throw called. So that'll be her first. She's still yelling at the bench. Olivia Tui shooting the first free throw, and that's good. So a technical free throw for the Broncos, a needed bucket for them as that's their first point of the quarter. Second free throw of the technical shot's good for Olivia Tui, so those were her first 2 points of the ball game. And a much needed, maybe a momentum shifting little situation there. Needed some points there. Did the Broncos trim it back to single digits? As I believe the argument from Coach Brandt was about Ellie Rieger's near travel. She went up for a jump shot, saw some pressure, and turned and passed it away. Because all I heard from her after getting teed up was a travel. She must have been chipping at her as a foul will be called. This one going against Tui for the Broncos. So ball will go back to the Vikings now. So potential that could have trimmed that, gotten a 4-point possession or a 5-point possession off the technical shots, and then the bucket. And then a 3-second call, I believe that was called against Taryn Johnson. So a turnover now for the Vikings. It will go back to the Broncos. So the Broncos now can trim it back down even a little bit more here. There's an errant pass there by Rinke over the head of Tui. Could have just dribbled it to get past half court, but I think that was what Coach Sweet was telling her to do as well. But you got to play on here. A little bit of a 3-2 zone, it looks like, here for the Broncos. Switching it up here on the Vikings, making them think a little bit here as they have to slow down their possession. As the Vikings like to, or at least so far in this game, have been liking to push and get early shots in the shot clock. Burner now thinking about a 3, drives, pumps, sees some contact, somehow gets that to go. Probably wanted an and one call there. Did Burner, but nonetheless gets the bucket to go. Her 6th point of the night. Ball's going to go out of bounds off the leg of Dutra, I believe. Dutra or Striley are both there. So now Tui will bring it up for the Broncos, guarded by Striley. And then tipped away by Burner. She has a fast break by herself. Rinke trying to catch her. She won't. Layup up and good for Casey Burner. So just like that, she's up to 8 points. And just like that, it's a 13-point lead, 25-12. Vikings leading this one on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. Rieger looking to drive, goes up. No good. Rebounded by Taryn Johnson, and she gets it quickly to Dutra as they now look to push once again. Dutra pulling up. That shot is automatic from Abby Dutra. She is now up to 13 points. So just Abby Dutra herself is outscoring the Broncos right now, 13-12. Then tipped away by Dutra. She didn't know it goes. Has a 1-on-2 fast break. As now she'll look to slow things up a little bit. And a foul's going to be called here against Kendra Odegaard. That'll be her first foul of the ball game. Checking in are Asha Sweet and Cheyenne Let's-Go for the Broncos. And then checking in for the Vikings is Jordan Sunram. So inbounding it is Ducher. Gets it to Fryer. Got a double screen to Ducher, but now tipped away from Sunram. 2-on-1 fast break, and then tipped away by Burner. Rinke had Sweet. I don't know if she saw her. There was 2 defenders closing in on her. Didn't really have a good opportunity to pass it, but luckily for the Broncos, it will stay with their possession. So 4:19 here to go, 27-12. Broncos looked a little stagnant here in quarter number 2. And then a shuffle of the feet on the catch by Sweet as a travel will be called and will go back to the Vikings. Only 2 points here so far for the Broncos. Olivia Tui checking in for Rinke. And those 2 fouls coming from Olivia Tui off the technical free throws after Coach Brandt of the Vikings was yelling at a ref about a travel that wasn't called. Johnson now sees 2 defenders, throws it up, no good, rebounded by Heckrell. As now Sweet gets it to Tui. Burner has gotten a couple of steals, a couple of big steals that have resulted in points, and there's another steal. This one tipped by Fryer and then in the hands of Ducher now. Burner thinks about a 3, doesn't shoot it though. Skip pass to Sunrim. Ducher now with it, gets a screen from her. Now Fryer with it. In the corner is Burner. Guarded by Let's-Go. Coach Brandt telling her to shoot that corner 3. Nice pass by Ducher into Johnson. That's her first 2 points of the quarter. She's up to 6 now here in this one. Ducher has had a couple of nice passes into her. 3-point shot from Asha Sweet. A big one there for the Broncos. Their first field goal of the second quarter and needed at a much needed time. 29-15 now. Ducher loses it. It's either going to be a travel or a foul, as a foul will be called. It will be a shooting foul. Foul going against Odegaard, her second. So this will be the first time that Abby Ducher will shoot 2 free throws at the same time. Shot 2 free throws earlier in the game, but both of those were after a and 1 opportunities. 1 for 2 from the line thus far. First free throw from Ducher. It's up and good. I guess that was actually a 1-and-1, so it was on the ground. So once again, only shooting 1 free throw. So 1 for 3 now for Ducher from the line. Otherwise, a really good game from her. 13 points so far in the ball game. Rieger gets it to Tui in the corner. And then a miscommunication. Ball's going to go over the line, so it'll be an over and back call. Sweet was looking to cut, but Tui was in the motion already of passing it to her, so it was a little late. And ball is going to go over and back as the Vikings will take over possession once again. Screen by Johnson for Ducher. In the corner is Fryer. Skip pass to McQuillan. Looking to drive, spinning. Then out to Sunram. She's looking to drive now. Gets a good lane into it, but loses the handle. McQuillan now for three. That one off the rim, no good. Sunram tracking it down, then tipped by Eckrell, and the Lisbon bench pointing at the sideline, thinking that she stepped out of bounds. Skip pass to Sunram, now Ducher. Ducher looking to drive, dishes to McQuillan. Now she looking to drive, skip over to Fryer. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Sunram to Johnson. Gets it to Ducher. She'll shoot a three. That one's no good from Ducher. We're going to get a foul call as the ball went out of bounds. Foul will go against Fryer, I believe. It will, as Fryer's first foul of the ball game. The Broncos will take over possession. Just about 2 minutes here left in the first half. It was a fairly close beginning of the game. Went back and forth until about, and then a travel call or a double dribble. Not really sure what the correct call is, but there was something that went on there. But that first quarter went back and forth between the Broncos and the Vikings until the end of the quarter ended up being a 17-10 score for the Vikings, and they've only added on to that so far here in quarter number 2. McQuillan will shoot a deep 2. That one left a little long, almost finds its way in though, as Tui comes away with the rebound. She'll bring it up, has a couple defenders on her, and then a foul will be called as we will go to a 1-and-1 situation now for Olivia Tui. It's 2 for 2 from the line so far off those technical free throw shots, as Berner will check in for Sunram for the Vikings. That foul went against Sunram, and that is her second of the ball game. So Tui's first front end of the free throw, no good. So now the Vikings going in possession. 1:30 here in this first half. A little lob pass to Johnson. Thinks about three. Gets it into Ducher. She goes up strong. Gets it to go and one. Didn't even seem like she even had any sort of, didn't even know that Heckrow was there. Just kind of bodied her off and got the layup up and good. That's her third and one. She's 1 for 2 on her free throws after the and 1 for 3 in total. Now make that 2 for 4 in total and 2 for 3 on the and 1 free throw shot. A nice steal by Ducher and a nice easy layup for her as well. So Ducher lighting up the scoreboard here in this one, as the Broncos find themselves up by 19 all of a sudden. Or excuse me, the Vikings find themselves up by 19. 3-point shot from Olivia Tui. No good. Rieger trying to fight for the rebound. Ball's out of bounds. And I believe it will stay with the Broncos. Ducher is up to 18 points already in this one. So once again, beating the Broncos herself, leading 18-15. 34-15 is your score on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard as the Vikings lead this one. Tui mishandles it, must have hit off her foot. It'll go out of bounds, go back to the Vikings. So Kindred playing really well, especially Abby Ducher and Casey Berner. Berner with 8 points here in this one, as I said. Ducher with 18. So about a 10-second difference between shot and game clock. Johnson thought about a three. Looking to drive, gets it to McQuillan. Now Berner with it, getting into the lane, going up. Misses everything on the layup attempt there. And then tipped out of bounds. Will stay with the Vikings here. So I guess actually an 11-second difference between shot and game clock. 16 seconds left on that shot clock. Getting it to McQuillan is Ducher, and now left open is Berner. She looks to throw it into, I don't know how that pass got into Ducher, but it did for an easy 2 points for Abby Ducher. She's all the way up to 20 points here before the first half is even over. Foul going against Ducher now as her first, as Tui will go back to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity once again. So we'll have to make the first one to get a second one. And we do, or excuse me, Olivia Tui, 2 of 3 from the line so far, make that 2 of 4. 16 seconds, Ducher looking to push. Gets through, throws up a floater, and then a charge is called against Abby Ducher. That'll be her second foul. Asha Sweet smartly stepping in, seeing that Ducher was coming in flying super fast. and smartly got in position there to take the charge. So still 11 seconds there. Only 5 seconds coming off the clock after that free throw from Olivia Tui. As now Sweet will have it. 10 seconds. They got to get going here. 7, 6. Tui gets it. Heckler now with it. 3 seconds into Rieger. And then ball's going to go out of bounds off of Kindred. Just a half a second left, so it's going to have to be a quick release off the inbound. So a 21-point lead here for the Vikings so far. Rinke inbounding it, gets it to Sweet. And she was not aware of the time or just didn't think she was going to get a shot off. As that will be how the first half ends. Kindred leading this one 36-15 on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. We'll come back with a recap and some numbers from that first half. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app. And as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remains. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Your Nodak Insurance rep in Lisbon is Lee Falk.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Welcome to the Lisbon Clinic of Mobility Plus Rehab, where your mobility is our top priority.
We can provide occupational therapy here locally in your hometown and help you recover from a work injury or a neurological deficit.
Here at Mobility Plus, we customize every evaluation, treatment, and goals for each individual. Every goal is different, whether in sports, walking, or returning to work.
At Mobility Plus Rehab, we are a part of the community. The people in the community are the people that we serve.
Welcome back into Lisbon, North Dakota. It was a close game in that first quarter. Went back and forth between Lisbon and Kindred, but then once they got that lead at 8-6, they haven't looked back as they pushed that lead to 17-10 after the first quarter, and then there wasn't a single field goal for the Broncos until Asha Sweet hit a three-pointer, and I believe that was about halfway through that first quarter, and then they didn't hit another one for the rest of the quarters. They only scored 5 in quarter number 2 did the Broncos, whereas Kindred scored 19, so an excellent quarter from the Kindred Vikings, and that's just kind of something they've done all season. They put up points, and they put them up in bunches. already at 36 points in this game. They average 67.6 points per game, so well on pace to reach that mark and some. And Abby Dutcher really has been the highlight that she is always has been the last couple of years. Already up to 20 points here in this one. Has had 4 and 1 opportunities. Has not done well on her free throws, however. She's only gone 2 for 4. But just as a whole, Abby Dutcher obviously scoring the points, but also has made a bunch of good passes into either Casey Berner or Taryn Johnson or a couple of other of her teammates. Just has been really and also a lot of rebounds. Just really a stat sheet stuffer so far in this one for Abby Dutcher. So we will run through some numbers here for you. Leading the way for the Broncos in scoring is Ellie Rieger with 6 points. She went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. All of her points coming in that first quarter. And then Asha Sweet next with the three-pointer in the second quarter. She has hit the only three-pointer in the game for either team so far here in this one. And then Kendra Odegaard, Olivia Tui, and Taylor Gilbert all with 2 points so far. Olivia Tui's 2 points coming off the technical free throws after Kindred coach Sam Brandt got a technical foul after screaming at the refs about what she thought was a travel call, and then the ref and her had a little bit of a back and forth before finally that technical foul was called on her. As now seems like she's settled down a little bit. Also helps that she is hosting a 21-point lead going into the half. But for the Broncos, 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far, so exactly 50%. And like I said, 1 3-point shot for them. That one coming from Asha Sweet, who's coming off the bench once again. Ella Rinke starting in her place. And as for Kindred, leading the way in scoring for both teams, Abby Dutcher with 20 points. Just a really phenomenal game so far from her. Is outscoring the Broncos by 5 herself, 20-15. And then Casey Berner also having a great game. Has had, I believe, around 4 or 5 steals so far in this one, which have led to a majority of her points. She is up to 8 points here in this one. And then Taryn Johnson also playing good on the block for the Vikings. She has 6 here. And then rounding up the scoring for the Vikings is Charlie McQuillan with 2. They have not shot well from the free throw line. Abby Dutcher, as I said, has gone 2 of 5 from the free throw line. And then one other free throw coming from Taryn Johnson, also off an and one opportunity, was a miss. So 2 of 6 from the free throw line. And no 3-point shot, even though a fair amount of three-point shots coming from the Vikings, but have not hit on one yet. But just an excellent game so far from Kindred. Abby Dutcher, like I said, has been lighting up the scoreboard. 20 points, a bunch of rebounds, bunch of assists. Just really is everything that everybody's been talking about. She is a phenomenal basketball player and has been showing it so far in this one. We will step aside. We'll come back with second half action. Thank you for watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app. And as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remains. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Your Nodak Insurance rep in Lisbon is Lee Falk.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Second half action underway. 3-point shot in the corner. No good from Burner. Rebounded by Fryer. It's a foul will be called against the Broncos. Not sure which Bronco will be the recipient of it. The foul going against Olivia Tui. That'll be her second. So Vikings still with possession here. 36-15 on your Mobility Plus rehabilitation scoreboard. Left wide open was Burner. Gets a foul called. Almost got that floater to go. It was kind of the sea parted and was wide open lane for her as she smartly drove and drew the foul. Did Casey Burner. She'll go line for 2. Foul going against Ellie Rieger. Her first free throw good from Casey Burner. So the first points there in the second half for either team comes via free throw. Second free throw up, also good for Casey Burner. She's now joining her teammate Abby Dutcher in the double digit point club. Burner once again with another steal as tracking it down is Dutcher. Gets it to Johnson, mid-range shot from her. Left short, barely grazes the rim. Off of the hand of Dutcher. That'll go to the Broncos now. So Burner and Dutcher, 20 and 10 points. 20 for Dutcher, 10 for Burner. Both of them playing tremendous games so far. Burner especially on the defensive side. And then obviously, as we've mentioned, a great game from Dutcher on the offensive side. Is a near steal by the combination of Dutcher and Burner, as I was just talking about them. But one of them stepped on the line, so ball will stay with the Broncos here. Gilbert gets it to Rinke. Now back to Tui as she'll set up the offense here. Guarded by Fryer. As Tui looks to get to Odegaard. Thinking about a 3 was Odegaard. But looking inside, back to Tui. She'll shoot a 3 though. That one hits front rim, no good. And then coming away with it is Dutcher. She'll look to push 2-on-2 fast break. Nice no-look pass by Dutcher. And getting it to go was Christina Fryer. Excellent pass there by Abby Dutcher. Setting up Fryer for her first 2 points of the ballgame. So now breaking the press are the Broncos. Odegaard looking to get a fast break opportunity off that. Turning, shooting is Gilbert, and she'll go to the line for 2. Gilbert has 2 points so far in the ballgame. This will be her first and second shot from the free throw line. She shoots 37% from the free throw line, so nothing to write home about, but still has a year to work on those free throw shots. Much needed here for the Broncos as she gets that first one to go. So a big free throw there from Gilbert and the Broncos. Checking in is Charlie McQuillan once again for the Vikings, in for Sunram. So Gilbert, second free throw. This one up and no good. So 1 of 2 from the line. She has 3 points now in the ballgame. Dutcher looking to push off the rebound. Stopping, popping. No good from Dutcher as Odegaard comes away with the rebound. Now in transition is Odegaard. Gets it to Rinke. That's Rinke's spot right there. She'll get that one to go. Rinke with her first 2 points of the ballgame. She likes that little wing jumper from the mid-range area. Gets that one to go once again. As now Fryer will set up the offense for the Vikings. McQuillan now on the wing, driving, dishing to Johnson. Dutcher now comes away with it after the mishandled pass by Johnson. Now setting up the offense once again is Fryer. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Fryer, now Burner. Looking to drive is Burner. Left side, gets it out to Fryer. She's wide open for a 3-point shot. She'll shoot, and that's good! So held scoreless was Christina Fryer. From in the first half, now has 5 quick points, 5 of the 7 points in the second half for the Broncos. And a double dribble, a little Weird play. Ducher Smiley just kind of standing there as, I don't know if she's watched film. I've been watching the Broncos for a while now. Odegaard likes to make the little Euro step on the right side. And Ducher Smiley just standing there, and then mishandling it was Odegaard as she got the double dribble call. So Vikings skip pass attempted over to Burner, but tipped out of bounds by Rinke, so it'll stay with the Vikings. So 43-18 here in this one. A 25-point lead for the Vikings. That dominant second quarter kind of set up this big lead here as a three almost shot by Burner. I thought she was going to let that one go. Gets it into Ducher. She sees 3 Broncos, loses it. We're going to have a jump ball called here as 4 total players in on that little huddle there. So almost 5 minutes here left in the third quarter. Ball goes back to the Broncos on that jump ball. Odegaard just breaks in between 2 defenders. McQuillan hits the ground, then tipped away by Abby Ducher. And just a light tip to keep it in bounds. A smart little play by Ducher. She would have got the ball in her hand and probably went out of bounds. A 3-point shot now from Burner. No good. Left wide open from the wing. But could not get that one to go, could Burner. So Christina Fire's 3-pointer earlier in the quarter was the first 3-point shot for the Vikings. Only the second 3-point shot for either team here so far in this ball game. Rieger looking to drive, throws it up, blocked once again by Johnson. I believe that is her 3rd block of the ball game. Just smartly sticking with Ellie Rieger there and knowing that she likes to shoot once she gets it on the block. Sticking with it and gets that block out of bounds. So now Tui will inbound for the Broncos. Gets it into Gilbert now. She gets it back to Tui. As Tui and Rinke kind of not great spacing there, but Rinke gets it. Throws a little too high for Gilbert as Ducher comes away with a steal. She sees 2 Broncos and then she dribbles right past them. So a 4-on-3 fast break. Nice pass by Ducher into Taryn Johnson once again. Another great pass from Abby Ducher. And a quick timeout here by Coach Barb Sweet. So we'll step aside. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
So welcome back to Lisbon, North Dakota. Coach Sweet taking a timeout, not happy with that 9-3 run by the Vikings to start in the second half here. He's now struggling to get it inbound. Is Sweet, but gets it to Gilbert as we are halfway through quarter number 3. And a 9-3 run is not something that you want when you're the Broncos, when you're already trailing by a large deficit, but you need to get back into this one, so hopefully that timeout will help them. Rinke almost getting a 5-second call there. Sweet will shoot a 3. Short, but almost gets it to go short. I thought that was going to fall off that bounce there. Then Heckrow got the rebound, but loses control. McCoolin now on the other end. Skip pass over to Burner. She goes up, layup, short, no good. She tries to get that rebound back. Rinke fighting for it too. The foul is going to be called, I believe, against Rinke, as both Rinke and Burner were fighting over possession of that one. And that will be the second foul for Ella Rinke. Rieger checking back in, Heckroll and Sweet checking back out for the Broncos, as Ducher will inbound. Gets it to Taryn Johnson, back to Ducher, she'll shoot mid-range. Left a little too short though. Johnson almost getting the rebound, but rebounded by Fire into Johnson. Goes up and one! Taryn Johnson on a tear here in quarter number 3. 4 points, but a potential to make it 5. She's up to 11 now, so now 3 Vikings here in double digits. Johnson at 10 points, looking to make it 11 here. That free throw up, rims in and out, no good. Gilbert comes away with the rebound. So Broncos will go the other way now. Odegaard with the ball, get a screen from Gilbert. Now Rieger, top of the key, into Gilbert, looking to turn. Now back out to Tui, a nice three-point look. That one's good from Olivia Tui. Big three-point shot there for the Broncos off the hands of Olivia Tui. So 47-21 on your Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. Skip pass over to Burner in the corner. Back to McQuillan, left open at the top key. She'll shoot. Trying to answer that three-point shot. Rims in and out. Once again, no good. And then a jump ball is going to be called as Rieger and Fryer are tied up on that one. Ball will stay with the Vikings here. As it is a 26-point deficit here. Trying to get back are the Broncos, so they need to stop here. As a Duscher 3 is on the way. That one's left a little long. And then rebound by McQuillan. I believe that foul will go on the ground, so no shots for McQuillan. But a good rebound by McQuillan to get possession back and a fresh 35 for the Vikings. So that one going against Gilbert. That is her 3rd foul. Looking like Lesko will probably check in for her, as she does. So 3 fouls for Gilbert. That is something she's struggled with all season, has Gilbert staying out of foul trouble. Foul out in her last game. McQuillan, 3-point shot, no good. Ball is almost goes out of bounds, but tracking it down was Fryer. I thought for sure that was going out of bounds, but good hustle by Fryer. Dutcher now with it. Turning, gets it out to Johnson. She'll shoot a deep 2. That one rims in and good for Taryn Johnson. 6 points alone here in this quarter. Has doubled her total from the first half, so she's up to 12 now. 6 in the half and 6 in the third quarter. So 49-21 now. 28-point lead for the Broncos. Dutcher tips it, gets the steal, throws it off the head of Odegaard. Rieger comes away with it. Rieger will shoot mid-range, hits the back of the rim, gets the rebound though, does Rieger. And she'll shoot once again, kind of fading away. Hitting all of that left rim. Well, let's go, getting the rebound. And then they shuffle of the feet. Rinke thought about shooting and then saw Rieger, so decided to pass, but shuffled the feet before that happened. So a turnover by the Broncos as the Vikings will take over. So back into the game is Cadence Striley and Sunram for the Vikings. A little miscommunication there, I believe, as McQuillan's pass will go out of bounds and belong to the Broncos. So just under 1:30 here in quarter number 3. And it's been all Kindred here once again in this quarter. Outscoring the Broncos 13-6 so far here in quarter number 3. Odegaard, she'll shoot a 3. That one's up, hits back rim. Might have hit the rope, but not seen by the refs as Duscher comes away with the rebound. So she'll set up the offense here for the Vikings. Gets it to Striley off her foot and then recovered. So now Burner in the corner, thought about a 3, looks to drive instead, loses the handle though. Odegaard with a 1-on-2 fast break, has the Tui trailing her. There's that Euro step once again, gets it up and good. A nice move by Kendra Odegaard. She loves that Euro step on the right side and for a good reason. She gets that one to go, makes that one a ton of times when she has that fast break opportunity. 2-3 zone now from the Broncos. Mid-range shot from Sunram, that's good. So Jordan Sunram's first 2 points coming here late in the third quarter. As 51-23 is the score, 28-point lead for the Vikings. Tui will shoot a 3, looking for her second one. That's left short. Rieger trying to get that rebound, tipped away. Tui comes away with it on the other end of the court. 17-second shot clock off. Rieger gets it. A little two-handed pass or shot, not sure what that was exactly. But staying with the Broncos, floater no good from Odegaard. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll belong with the Broncos. So 5.1 seconds here. Kaya Sweet, or excuse me, I guess it'll go to the Vikings. Kaya Sweet checking in for the Broncos for Ella Rinke. 5 seconds here to go. Rolling it smartly, but good pressure from Odegaard. 3-point shot from Burner in the corner. Buzzer beater, no good. A good look there with just 5 seconds to go, but couldn't get it. Could Burner from the corner. So 51-23 is your score on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation Scoreboard. Kindred leading this one. We'll step aside here. You're watching yourliveevent.com.
To the Lisbon Clinic of Mobility Plus Rehab, where your mobility is our top priority.
We can provide occupational therapy here locally in your hometown and help you recover from a work injury or a neurological deficit.
Here at Mobility Plus, we customize every evaluation, treatment, and goals for each individual. Every goal is different, whether in sports, walking, or returning to work.
At Mobility Plus Rehab, we are a part of the community. The people in the community are the people that we serve.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Welcome back into Lisbon, North Dakota. Fourth quarter action just getting underway. Tui will bring it up for the Broncos, getting it into Kaya Sweet on the wing. It's a 28-point lead for the Vikings. Odegaard shoots a deep three. Gets that one to go, does Odegaard. That was from long range. That is the first three-pointer for Odegaard. She's up to 7 now here in the fourth quarter. So trimming it down to 25 points. Burner now in the wing. Fryer. Now Ducher guarded by Kaya Sweet, the freshman. Almost gets a steal, does Kaya. And now going to her right is Fryer. Looking in, seeing nothing. Skip past the Burner in the corner. Deep two from her. Up and good. Nothing but net from Casey Burner. That's her 12th point of the ball game. So, and then a steal there from Fryer. Gets it up to Burner. A nice catch by Burner, getting it up and good. A nice play by Burner. Fryer left the pass a little too long for her, but just kind of one-handed catch. Reminisces of Odell Beckham. Getting that catch and then the bucket up and good. So Heckrell now with it, guarded by Johnson. Think about another deep three-pointer was Odegaard. A near steal by Ducher. Heckrell turning, getting it out to Odegaard. Three-point shot from her once again. Left short though. And now Ducher will bring it up for the Vikings. Gets it into Johnson but tipped away. Burner goes up. Might have had some contact but nothing called. So now Broncos will go the other way. Gets it up to Odegaard. And that's a travel. Didn't know whether to dribble or go up right away. And ended up traveling instead. So a plethora of Vikings, a whole lineup change coming in here for the Vikings. So McQuillan in, number 15, Gracie Nelson in, number 3, Peyton Getty in, 25, Cadence Straley, and number 4, Avery Bartles, all in for the Vikings. The Vikings moving around. There's Straley looking to drive, gets it to McQuillan. She looks to drive, sees a couple of defenders, goes up. Some contact, nothing called once again. As now the Broncos will look to push in transition. Tui leading the way. Gets it out to Odegaard. She'll shoot once again from the three-point line. That one's left a little short. A near rebound by Gilbert, but McQuillan comes away with it, gets it up, and then out of bounds, trying to get it to Gracie Nelson, but just a little too long for her on that one. So coming down the home stretch here, a 29-point lead here for the Vikings. Just kind of have to sit on this lead to have some of their subs in now. Gilbert going up. I believe she'll get 2 shots. I don't think they're calling that one on the ground, so Gilbert will go to the line for 2. Foul called on Charlie McQuillan, her second. So yeah, Gilbert will go to the line. Shooting 2 is 1 for 2 from the line so far here in this one. Make that 2 of 3. So making the first free throw shot in both ventures to the free throw line for Gilbert. Second free throw, that one up and left short. So once again, 1 of 2 from the line. Rebound by Odegaard, left too strong off the glass rather. As the Vikings come away with the rebound. Straley looking to push in transition, but slowing up now. McQuillan Over in the corner, that's Nelson, a three-pointer. No good. Kaya Sweet comes away with the rebound. Odegaard loses the handle as McQuillan comes away with it, and now Striley trying to get back in position there. Then a near steal by Odegaard, sitting with some of her classmates there in the bench, but could not come away with the steal. Heckrell checking back into the game for Rieger. Then a steal by Odegaard, a rather easy steal as Striley looked to go away, and then a near steal, and now a steal from Peyton Getty. Good hustle play as Odegaard had a fast break all by herself. I don't think she knew that Getty was there though. A smart play by her to get that steal. McQuillan now looking in, nothing there. Drives, dishes it out. Going to get a jump ball called as the ball will stay with the Vikings here. So driving was McQuillan and then got tied up there, I believe, by Kaya Sweet. But they'll hold on to possession as jump ball favors their way. So Bartles getting it to McQuillan. Spinning is McQuillan back to Bartles. Into Nelson, tipped away by both Heckrell and Sweet. So once again, we'll stay with the Vikings. Just 10 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Asha Sweet will check back into the ball game. In for Kaya Sweet. Wasn't sure who she was going in for. The whole bench was yelling for Kaya to come out. And inbound pass nearly stolen by Rinky. Out to Striley. She'll shoot a three. That one rims in and out, no good. Rebounded by Nelson. She walked a little bit, trying to find an open teammate, but just kind of shuffled the feet. Took a little too much of a step there, and a travel called on her. So approaching the midway mark here in quarter number 4. Striley hits the ground as Tui is struggling to hold on to the ball there. Rinky driving, looking back out to Tui, gets it to her. Tui looking to drive, gets it into Heckrell. Heckrell goes up, and it'll go for Kyra Heckrell. Her first 2 points of the ball game. The freshman averages 2.8 points per game off the bench. So getting 2 points there, and that one, Striley back out now to Nelson. 3-point shot is up and good. Or I guess that's actually just a deep two. Foot must have been on the line for Nelson. Her first 2 points of the ball game. Gilbert goes up, no good. Rebound by Rinky. She goes up and got a little bit of contact there from Striley, I believe. So Rinky will go to the line for 2. That's her first trip to the line. She shoots 75% from the free throw line so far here in the season. That foul went against Striley, her first. Rinky, first free throw is good, so she's up to 3 points now in the ball game. So now number 30, Cody Lott, and number 4, Olivia Kern checking into the ball game for the Broncos. In for Tui and Gilbert. Second free throw hits the left rim and no good. As now McQuillan gets the rebound, they will bring it up and then pass too high for Striley as the Broncos take over possession. Kaya Sweet checking in for Rinky, or not anymore actually. No, okay, yeah, she is. Little confusion there. As now Emerson Schultz will also check into the ball game. Little confusion here. As Asha Sweet will check in. Not quite sure as what or check out rather. Not quite sure what the confusion was there. A little substitution confusion. But nonetheless, we are playing on here. Cody Lott in the corner for the Broncos. Gets it to Schultz. Now Kern top of the key. Looking in, sees nothing. And then a foul is going to be called against Striley, her second. So 57-30 is your score on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. So the Broncos and the Vikings went back and forth in that first quarter until it came to 8-6. That was the last time that it was close, as ever since the Vikings took that 8-6 lead, they've been dominant ever since and haven't looked back. There's a steal there by the Vikings. Getty now with it, goes up, almost gets that layup to go. A lot of contact, but could not quite get that to go. Emerson Schultz nearly loses it, but sticks with it and now gets it to Kern. Kern looking to drive. Good defense there by Striley. Tipped by Nelson, then McQuillan comes away with it. Ball's loose, but she tracks that down, does McQuillan. Wide open layup, and then going up, almost getting that one to go with the contact, but going to line will be McQuillan. Chance for her third and fourth points of the ball game. That foul going against Cody Lott. That'll be her first of the ball game. So first free throw from McQuillan is off the mark, hits the back of the rim. But that big, we're going to have a lane violation as Coach Brandt was talking to Bartles, and then the ball was already in the hands of McQuillan. So that free throw will count as a miss for McQuillan, even though she didn't get the opportunity to shoot it. Nice spin move from Kaya Sweet. Gets it to Kern. She shoots. That one's no good. Rebounded by Heckrow. Then a foul is going to be called, I believe, against Getty. It will be against her. That'll be her first. So Heckrow will not go to the line. They are not quite in the bonus, are the Broncos. So inbounding it will be Kaya Sweet. And for the Broncos, it's Clarissa Hoffer, number 22, thrown away by Getty now. As she'll bring it up for the Vikings. A near travel, and we are going to get a travel, as she's going to pass it to Striley, but Striley looked away, so she kind of shuffled her feet. And then a timeout going to be called by Coach Brandt of the Vikings, kind of settling down her subs there as they looked a little sloppy here at the end of the game here. We'll step aside here real quick. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Action back underway, just under 2 minutes here to go. Ball's tipped. Ball's going to go to the Vikings. Another Viking checking in. That is number 20, Avery Amerman. The 5'9" freshman forward. As Striley will bring it up for the Vikings. Guarded by Kern. Amerman with it. Now to Bartles. And now Getty with it. Looking to drive. Getty held up on the pass there. Turning, shooting, and off the mark there from Bartles. As Kern comes away with the rebound, very close to that line right there. It doesn't step out of bounds, though, as Cody Lott will bring it up for Lisbon. Kern now with it, trying to get it into Hoffer, does. And a foul is going to be called, and that will be that is foul number 6, so one more foul will put the Broncos to the line. Confusion there between the refs. One ref pointed for a 1-and-1, but one more foul yet to give for the Vikings. Nice pass by Sweet, and then no good. Going up is Hoffer. Almost had a good look at the bucket, got the rebound, and she'll go line for 2 now. So Clarissa Hoffer, 5'10" freshman, will shoot 2 from the line here. She was fouled on that shot. First free throw good for Hoffer, her first points of the ball game. That foul went against Striley, her third. Second free throw for Hoffer is rimming in and out, no good. Tips, and I believe that was off a Viking, so he will stay with the Broncos. That was off of Bartles. So 1:14 here to go, 57-31 on your Mobility Plus Rehabilitation scoreboard. Dominant first quarter and even more dominant second quarter for the Vikings has been the result for this lead. And also a pretty good third quarter as well, as the subs have been in for a good chunk of this fourth quarter. Just trying to go for the ball was Kern, a little bit more contact probably than expected, as she will get a foul call against her, as the Vikings will go to the line for a 1-on-1. That'll be Striley who will be shooting Olivia Kern's first foul. It's a chance for Striley to find her way into the scorer's column late here in the ball game. First free throw good for her, so she'll be rewarded with a second. So as I said, first points of the game for Striley. She's been playing she's played throughout the ball game and has had some good minutes. Second free throw also good for her. Seems like she's mostly a defensive / a pass first guard on the offensive end. So not a lot of points coming for her, but getting 2 points there on that one. Kern going up the way up, no good. Kern going up once again off the rebound, gets that one to go. So that is Olivia Kern's first 2 points of the ball game with under a minute here to go in the ball game. 59-33, the score. Striley with it, looking to drive on Kern, gets it to Getty. Kaya Sweet hits the ground. Nelson looking to drive, shoots. That one's no good. Rebounded by Schultz. Shot clock off. 26 seconds here to go. Getting it up to Hoffer. Mishandles it and it's taken away by Amerman. Striley will bring it up. Final 15 seconds here to go. Coach is telling him to slow it down. Not sure if they'll take a shot or not here. 10 seconds. Striley now with it. 7 seconds. Clock winding down. As no shot will be taken. Getty with the ball at the end there. So a final score of 59-33 here. Kindred looking dominant after that little first quarter push to lead 17-10 after that first quarter, and it was all over from there really as they just took over the ball game, expanded it, and each quarter going throughout. But so Kindred coming away with the win, 59-33 on the Mobility Plus Rehabilitation Scoreboard. We'll come back to wrap it up and talk about some numbers and the recap of the ball game. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app. And as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remains. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Your Nodak Insurance rep in Lisbon is Lee Falk.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insure.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Welcome to the Lisbon Clinic of Mobility Plus Rehab, where your mobility is our top priority.
We can provide occupational therapy here locally in your hometown and help you recover from a work injury or a neurological deficit.
Here at Mobility Plus, we customize every evaluation, treatment, and goals for each individual. Every goal is different, whether in sports, walking, or returning to work.
At Mobility Plus Rehab, we are a part of the community. The people in the community are the people that we serve.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back into Lisbon, North Dakota. So a great game from the Vikings. They went back and forth in that first quarter. I know I've talked about it a couple times here on the broadcast, but it was a close first quarter, went back and forth. Was until that 6-6 point, and then once the Vikings got that 8-6 lead, there was no looking back as they just kind of dominated the rest of the ball game. Won that first quarter 17-10. The second quarter was even better. They won 19-5. Third quarter, they won 15-8. In that fourth quarter, the Broncos won that one. They won that one 10-8. But a lot of the JV players, if you will, the substitutes, were playing a lot of that fourth quarter. And just an excellent first half from Abby Ducher. She had 20 points in that first half. That's actually how many she finished with, so was held scoreless in that second half, but really still had a big impact in that third quarter with a bunch of passes, a bunch of rebounds, and a couple of steals. So just hats off to Abby Ducher. Once again, another great game from her, the commit to Alabama for softball. I know it's kind of hard to believe. She looked incredible out there tonight. She will not be playing basketball unless she changes her mind. She has a year yet. She won't be playing basketball at the next level, but she will be playing softball at that D1 level. So we'll run through some numbers here first for the Broncos. Their leading scorer ended up being Kendra Odegaard with 7. Ellie Rieger had all 6 of her points coming that first quarter. She was next with 6. And then Olivia Tui with 5. Then Taylor Gilbert with 4. And then both Ella Rinke and Asha Sweet with 3 apiece, followed by Kyra Heckrell and Olivia Kern with 2, and then rounding up the scoring was Clarissa Hoffer with 1. In the second half, the Broncos shot 4 of 8 from the free throw line, just like in the first half, so 8 of 16 in total, so exactly 50% once again. 2 3-pointers were hit in that second half, 1 from Odegaard and 1 from Tui, so 3 3-pointers in total. The other one hit by Asha Sweet in that first quarter, or in that second quarter actually, first half. And then for the Kindred Vikings, leading the way in scoring was still Abby Ducher with 20 points, all of those coming in that first half. Then Casey Berner, great game defensively, had a bunch of steals as well, as long to go with 14 points for her. Taryn Johnson had a great third quarter, scored 6 points in that third quarter for a total of 12 in the game. Then Christina Fryer had 5, all coming in that third quarter. Hit the only 3-point shot of the game for the Vikings. And then a couple Vikings all with 2, that including Charlie McQuillan, Gracie Nelson, Jordan Sunrem, and Cadence Striley, all with 2 points. The Vikings shot 2 of 5 from the free throw line for a total of 4 of 11 from the line. A little under that 50% mark, something you'd want to be around and preferably above, especially in coming down the stretch here against Region 1 opponents. And like I said, just that 1 3-pointer coming in the second half from Christina Fryer. That was her only 3-pointer of the ball game. So for the Vikings, their win streak will go now to 7 as they improve to 16-3 and 9-1. An impressive mark in the region. They will have one more Region 1 matchup. That'll be their next and last game of the regular season. That'll come against Northern Cass. Not sure what the result of their game was, but they also sat at 8-1 before tonight. I believe they played tonight, so we'll have to figure out whether or not they won in order for Kindred. If it's a must-win, I mean, just really the second seed is in their grasp. As long as they win, they're going to have that second that second seed, if I'm not mistaken. At worst, they will get that 3 seed after beating the Broncos here tonight, who are on their heels as the Broncos fall now to 13-6. Their 4-game win streak is now snapped as they fall now to 7-3 in Region 1 action. Their last game will be next week against Central Cass, who sits at that number 1 spot. They are undefeated in Region 1 action, 9-0 coming into today for Central Cass. So just 2 big tests coming for Lisbon before the playoffs. And even though Lisbon lost here tonight, I think this was good mark to know where they're at as they come into the playoffs, know what they have to work on, as there's a pretty decent chance they might end up facing Kindred once again here in the playoffs once they roll around here. Just once again, an excellent game from Abby Dutcher, especially that first half. Was making a bunch of passes and just really looked well out there. And also Casey Berner and Taryn Johnson, 14 and 12 points respectively. Just a great all-around game from those 3 players, both on the offensive and defensive side. Berner with a bunch of steals, Johnson with a bunch of blocks, and Dutcher also with a bunch of steals. Just a little bit of a slow game for the Broncos. Just couldn't get their shots to go, and I mean once again, just a great defense being played by the by the Vikings. Just kind of allowed them, or just never really got the Broncos into a good feel on the offensive end, and that was kind of the result of the score being what it was, 59-33 was the final score on the Mobility Plus regulation scoreboard. So thank you once again to our sponsors, and thank you to Kiara Timmerman for running camera for me here tonight. And we're just thank you for watching YourLiveEvent.com. This is Jacob Tenson signing off.